Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Rachel and I am knitting. Not right now, but most of the time. But in today's video, I'm actually going to be spinning. This is the 6th installment of my vlog series where I take you through my progress during the 100 Days of Spinning Challenge. If you're not familiar, the 100 Days of Spinning Challenge is hosted by Andrea Mowry of Drea Renee Knits. And basically the challenge is to spin for 15 minutes or more every day for 100 days in a row. The challenge started on April 1st of this year, so it's going to go through about the first week of July. Today is May 21st, so it is day 51 of the challenge, meaning we're officially over halfway through. So today I'm going to be spinning on my Kromski Eco Fantasia Spinning Wheel. This was kindly sent to me at no cost to me from Kromski, and I'm really enjoying spinning on this wheel. I have about, I don't know, 3/4, 2/3, 6/8, whatever, of this bobbin on my EEW2 Nano spinner from Dreaming Robots in Corriedale that I've been spinning. It was sent to me from a friend. My friend Tina that I met on the Irish knitting tour sent me a bunch of this undyed Corriedale. I was spinning this up on my electric spinner during the first portion of the 100 Days of Spinning Challenge, but since I've got my spinning wheel, which is just behind me here, affectionately named Spinelli. Since I've gotten Spinelli, I've been spinning exclusively on the spinning wheel. Now, I only have about this much of the Corriedale left, and if you watched part 5 of this vlog installment, you may remember that I mentioned that I'm trying to conserve this so I can get at least 2 bobbins each from the e-spinner and the spinning wheel, but I just don't think it's gonna last that long, so I've kind of decided this morning that I'm just gonna spin it up and get what I can get, and worst case scenario, I will ply what I already have on this bobbin with itself. I think that's possible to do, to ply from one bobbin. I think it's called bracelet plying or something. I need to look into it more. If you know, drop it in the comments. But yeah, originally I was thinking if I get 2 bobbins on the e-spinner, then I can ply those together and have a little skein from the e-spinner. And if I get 2 bobbins from the spinning wheel, I can ply those bobbins together from the spinning wheel and have a skein from the spinning wheel, so I can have basically 2 skeins of the same fiber, 1 spun exclusively on the spinning wheel and 1 spun exclusively on the e-spinner, so I can have them side by side and compare my spins. But I just don't think that this is going to accommodate that, so I'm giving myself permission to move forward without fear of disappointment, and just what happens happens, and I'll work with it regardless of what it is. So with that said, let's head over to Spinelli and get day 651. 51? Yes, because April was 30, May 10th was 40, May 20th, yeah, day 51. Let's go get day 51's spin all set for the 100 Days of Spinning Challenge.
Day 51 spin was pretty good. I was really happy with it, but I was realizing that some of the problems I had early on with my e-spinner, I was falling prey to again here on Spinelli, which was going too fast and not being able to keep up with my drafting. You can see this pigtail here on my bobbin, but slow and steady, keep learning. Even if learning isn't linear, that's okay.
Hey everybody, it's May 22nd. That means it's day 52 of the 100 Days of Spinning Challenge, and I want to update you a little bit on my spinning over the last 24 hours. So the footage from yesterday's spin was for my first spin session of the day. I actually kept spinning throughout the day. I had 2 other spin sessions and each of them lasted, I think, over half an hour. I'm not really setting timers anymore. I'm not really keeping track of the minutes. I'm just spinning. And as you can see, there's a lot of twist on the fiber I'm spinning. So I know I'm doing a good job spinning. I'm not doing the best job keeping my feet at a speed that is what it needs to be. Like, my feet are going too fast and my hands are going too slow, or like some mixture of the two. So this is adding a lot of twist to the point where there's quite a bit of twist, like little nubs of twist on the bobbin itself. Whereas maybe it would be better if they weren't there. I don't really know. We're not gonna stress about it too much, but I definitely am going to finish this Corriedale today. This is what I have left, plus a few bits and bobs here and there. But basically, I've departed from the plan of filling 2 bobbins on each device. Basically, I'm just gonna spin as much as I can. Like, I'm gonna finish this Corriedale, spin it onto the bobbin today, hopefully. And then I'm going to, I don't know, do some, I saw on Reddit that you can transfer some of your single to another bobbin and then fly from 2 bobbins. Basically, okay, I don't know anything, but I'm gonna try it. So anyway, the point of this video is to say, I wanna get this Corriedale spun and going. So let's do that. First, I want to show you how I've changed my fiber prep. Okay, so here is a good chunk of the Corriedale that I have left. You might notice, if you like have memorized the thickness of this fiber, this is like half thickness. I separated the like main source of the fiber in 2, just all the way down the line. So this is half thick. Basically, I did it like this. I split it in 2 and I pulled it away from itself all the way down the fiber. So now I have two sources of fiber, where before I just had 1. So each of these are actually a 1/4 of the thickness of the original source, because what I just did was split apart what was already halved. So these are each 1/4 of the fiber. I think, honestly, I am gonna do that again. This is a totally different approach than I've done before, and I really like it. So basically, separating the fiber into thinner strips and then kind of teasing out the staple. I kind of think of it as like vertical and horizontal. So when I was splitting it apart in half, that was like a vertical split, because it's like going up and down. And now what I'm doing is pre-drafting horizontally. This is just how I'm thinking about it in my brain. I don't know if anyone else uses those terms, but it's just helping me remember. So I'm just kind of teasing the staples out away from each other, so there's air in the fiber and it's easier to draft with. And now let's get to spinning this up. All right, check it out. My Corriedale is all done. It's on the bobbin. I don't know what I was thinking that it would be possible to spin 2 bobbins worth on the treadle spinner, and also 2 bobbins worth on the e-spinner. It's just not happening. So what I'm going to try to do now, I read a post on Reddit about plying from 1 bobbin. I know there are a few different methods and they have specific names, but I don't want to hand wind this onto my hand and then like basically ply from a center pole and an outside pole. So what I'm going to do instead is ply or get some of this single that's on this bobbin now spun up onto a second bobbin. So I'm just going to have it uptake as fast as I can without adding much spin, and then hopefully have 2 bobbins with some of the single to ply with. And if it's a train wreck, it's a train wreck. We're learning, people. Or at least I am. Okay, let's try it. I would love to know what your preferred method is if you're a spinner. When you have fiber on one bobbin, how do you ply that together? Do you do the center pole method where you kind of like basically wind it into a cake with a yarn winder and then ply from the outside pole and the center pole at the same time? Do you wind the fiber around your wrist and ply from around your wrist? I'm not really sure what the best method is. This is just something that seemed doable for me, getting the fiber from one bobbin to the next by spinning as fast as possible. So there's not a lot of twist on it, but it's still getting on the bobbin. But I don't think this is the best method, or I don't know, maybe it is. Maybe it's a great method and I need to try it again. But what do you do? I would love to know your tips. Okay, I think I'm ready to be brave and start plying. Wish me luck! Plying was such an interesting experience. I definitely learned as I went. Something that's nice about this spinning wheel, and I know it's not the only spinning wheel on the market that has this feature, but it is nice that there's a built-in lazy Kate. There's no additional apparatus that's needed for purchase unless you wanted to ply a 3-ply or I guess a 4-ply, or for a 4-ply do you just ply 2 2-plies together? I don't really know, but I do enjoy having the lazy Kate already affixed to the spinning wheel. That is nice. I watched Leslie, Nick California's latest podcast while I was spinning this. Well, it's not her latest now, but it was the latest at the time. And the plying process is a trip. It's like, okay, so people said that don't worry if there's places with over twist or under twist, it will all even out in plying. Excuse me, but are you sure? I mean, that is definitely true. It definitely happened to an extent during my plying of this skein, but also I feel like in some places the issues of over twist was exacerbated. Like the very thin pieces of some different parts of the fiber, like it got to the point where they broke, and I don't really know how to fix that. Like, what do you do? I ended up just tying knots, and I don't think that is, I don't know, I don't think that's ideal. So I would love to know what you do when you're plying. Also, you could have seen just now me struggling with the wheel. It was definitely a learning curve to make sure I was spinning the wheel in the opposite direction that I had spun the fiber into the single on, if that makes sense. You need to spin the wheel in the opposite direction when you're plying, and I had to fight against my new muscle memory of spinning clockwise and instead now spin counterclockwise to make sure I was spinning the ply in the correct direction. So the learning curve just continues to be round. There's a new thing to get under your belt every single step along the way of this process. Look, can you believe it? I plied it, or most of it. I still have some of the single on one of the bobbins, but oh my gosh, I plied it. I'm just gonna leave it alone for now because my shoulder's starting to hurt and I do not want to wind this on a nitty naughty. That sounds like the worst thing ever right now. So I'm just gonna leave it here today. Maybe I'll come back in the afternoon. I'll keep you posted, but it's plied. I think I did it right. We'll see. Just kidding. I'm impatient and I'm gonna do it now. Okay, I've added ties onto the yarn on the Nitty Naughty. I just did one per row, I guess. is the way to think about it. So 4 ties total. And I'm gonna go to the bathroom and just wash this with a few drops of wool wash in my sink. Actually, before I put it in a bath, how in the world do you get this off? Ah! I have my yarn! Okay, I just want to see if I can twist this into a hank and see what it looks like. That's so loose, so loose, but oh my gosh, it's a skein of yarn. Look at that. Oh my gosh, wow. I hope I keep getting better. Ta-da! That's so exciting. Let's see if I can twist it a bit tighter. Look. Look at that. Okay, pardon me. I had to go away for a minute to take pictures and send them to my husband, my family, and Leslie. I have a skein of yarn, but I'm hoping that washing it and thwacking it, which I guess is just smashing it, hitting it on something. It sounds so inappropriate, either violent or, you know, intimate, but it's not. It's neither. I'm hoping that a wash and a thwack will get this in order. So let's get it washed.
If you ever needed evidence as to why you should block your knits or wash your yarn, that dirty water is it. Something that was cool about drying this yarn was that it was relatively quick. I just kind of rolled it to dry inside this towel, and then I thwacked it around a bit, which apparently is helpful to set the twist, and it just means you're thwacking it on a hard surface. But check this out. Look at this yarn. I made this yarn. I made this. That's incredible. That's incredible. It's not perfect. It is not commercial. It is not, I don't know, a skilled spinner's work, but it's my work and I'm proud of it. So after I thwacked it, well, after I applied it and then washed it and then thwacked it, I brought it outside and put it on this drying rack so it could dry in the sun. I didn't give one flying fart if the sun bleached the yarn or changed the color, but behold, I made yarn. I made it.
Hey everybody, it is May 30th, so that is day 60 of the 100 Days of Spinning Challenge. I took a break over the last week. Oops. Not oops, like, get over it, Rachel. Like, we have to stop shaming myself for skipping days. Like, it's normal, it's natural, it's fine. But yes, on Wednesday, May 22nd, which was the 52nd day of the challenge, I spun so much. As you just saw, I spun so much, and I successfully completed my first skein. So there's a few things that I want to accomplish today with spinning. I think first I'm going to get the fiber that I have still on this bobbin from Spinelli. The yarn, or the fiber that I applied together, basically the bobbins were uneven, so I have this left. I think I'll try and ply this. And then also I'm thinking that I want to get Elliot stapler plied up and then have a fresh, like a clean slate for Elliot, because next week I'm traveling, so I want to have all of the Elliot bobbins free, because that's the only thing I'll have to spin with for the time I'm gone traveling, until I get home. So I'll be taking a break from Spinelli, obviously, because I won't be taking my spinning wheel with me. So maybe I won't. Maybe I'll nix that goal to ply up what's on the bobbin on Elia and just focus on Spinelli today, because I will be unable to use the spinning wheel while I'm gone, so maybe I need to focus on that. So anyway, besides those two things that I was thinking of, plying this bobbin and plying that bobbin, which this one I'm taking off the list, I'll no longer worry about today. Maybe, who knows. I'll ply this up, finish it up, and then I will start some new fiber. I'm not quite sure what I want to start spinning today, because Kromski sent me quite a bit of merino. And I'm going to be using that for some content for them, but I'm not sure if I want to start that project now before I leave, or if I want, I don't know. I'll think about it while I'm plying this up and getting this into skein form, and we'll find out together. So I'll head over to the spinning wheel and get going. Day 60. Wow, day 60. Let's go.
Okay, this is an 8 times speed time lapse, and just look at the bobbin. Just watch the bobbin fill up. It is really, really satisfying. I promise you. It's even more satisfying when you are actually sitting in front of a spinning wheel or an e-spinner watching your bobbin fill up. It is chef's kiss. Feels so good.
Okay, here's a question I have. When I reach the end of the fiber on a bobbin, how do I get the fiber off the leader? Because I just cut the fiber off the leader, but what do you do? And then what do you do to secure the two plies together? Do you tie a knot? I don't know, what do you do?
While we're here, I want to show you something that I really like about my wheel. So the Kromski Fantasia, or Eco Fantasia, has a magnet. I don't know if this is normal or not, but I really, really like this. So maybe other wheels have it and I just don't know. But there is a magnet that links the flyer to the bobbin attachment, or whatever this metal rod is. Okay, let me show you. So if I put the flyer on, I just slide it on. It's not really secure. I can easily take it off. But if I let it click into place with the magnet, it's much more secure, and you have to work to remove the flyer. I really, really like that. I really like that a lot.
So once again, I did not evenly separate the fiber. This is the fiber left on one of the bobbins I was just plying, and then this is the bobbin of the 2-ply yarn that I just plied. It's just a mess, but I just needed it to be done. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with this leftover fiber. I don't think I'm gonna worry about plying it, but I'll hang on to it in case one of you has a handy suggestion of what to do with it. But I don't know. I kind of just want to put it in my yarn scraps, but I don't know. Let me know what you would do with this if you're a spinner and you have a handy use for the leftover fiber on your bobbins.
That is not a lot. Not very many wraps around the nitty naughty at all. So this will definitely be a teensy weensy skein. The miniest of minis. Well, I don't know. I have no metric to gauge this by. I can't look at, I mean, obviously I know this is not going to be a huge skein, but I can't like look at a nitty naughty and be like, oh yeah, I know what kind of skein you're going to be. I have no idea. All right, here's what we've got. Gonna go give it a good wash and soak, and then look at the fiber options I have to spin next. All right, now I want to decide what to spin next. Here's my little drawer of spinning items. So I have a few braids of Malabrigo Nube. I've got some Corriedale still from the Woolery. I have, Rolags that my friend Corey sent me. And, this is hard to do one-handed. Okay, let me clean up the Rolags that I spilled. I've got more purple Corriedale from the Woolery. I have, oh, I forgot about this. Some random miscellaneous fiber. I think this is from Bella Filato Studio. She was doing this thing a while ago where she was like, I have so much extra fiber. Who wants me to send them some? Just pay $10 shipping. So I did that. I don't know the breeds. It was like mystery surplus fiber. And then I also have this braid that I got from the Rose City Yarn Crawl. This is so pretty. It's like a fuchsia flower. It's a merino bamboo tussa silk blend. I haven't blended bamboo or silk yet, but I do know that merino has been more difficult for me to spin, so I think I'll still hold off on this one. I don't want this to be art yarn. I want it to be smooth, usable yarn. So I'm gonna hold off on that one, even though I'm really eager to spin that up. And then I also have a bunch of merino fiber, like I said, from Kromski. Decisions. I think I'll do the Rolags. I'm gonna use my purple bobbin for these too, or at least to start these. How cute does that look? I love that. Okay, we need a leader. Okay, so this is my first time using Rolags or spinning Rolags, and they are the cutest little, they look like little snails. So cute. This is like a mix of fiber that my friend Corey made into Rolags after he spun on a Turkish spindle, and these were like made out of the leftovers of the fiber he had. All right, let's get going. Let's see what we see. Trying to remind myself to go slowly. It's okay to go slowly. These are amazing. It's like it's like they're pre-drafted. Oh, I like this. I like this a lot. Wow, these are so stunning. Okay, so it's a dream to spin a Rolag until you spin it too thin. So I need to not try and spin so thin, I suppose. Just gonna take this thin part out. Definitely easier to go slower when I'm using variegated, or not variegated, but like color changing fiber. Whereas with the Corriedale, it was so monotonous. It was all one color, but now like I want to go slow so I can see the color shift. It's so fun. Okay, here's my thoughts on Rolags. They're incredible. I love this. I have, let's see, I don't know how many I've spun up, couple, maybe 5 or 6 or so. But I'm gonna end it here. I don't know if this will be the only spin session I do today, but I'll end the vlog here. So let me show you my progress. This is what I have on the bobbin for today. So pretty good spin for today. I don't have like a thick layer of fiber on here, but I feel like I did a really good job getting a consistent fiber core on the bobbin. And these Rolags are so fun. I'm really enjoying the color change and the need for, or not the lack of the need for much pre-drafting. It's just a dream. Thank you so much to my friend Corey for sending me these Rolags. I'm having a blast spinning them up, and I can't wait to see the yarn that they're gonna make. I think it's gonna be really gorgeous. I think I will do a 2-ply again, just to see the difference between these Rolags, the yarn these Rolags make, and my first skein of yarn with that Corriedale. Maybe after that, I'll venture into the world of 3-ply. I don't know. I do have a 3 ply Lazy Kate from Ashford that I guess I need to double check and make sure my bobbins fit on that, since this is Kromski and then my 3 ply Lazy Kate is Ashford. Yeah, so just something to think about. But I'll end it here, day 60 of the 100 days of spinning challenge. Therefore, this is the end of part 6 of the 100 days of spinning challenge vlog. So if you haven't watched the other installments of this series and you're curious about how I got started with spinning and like where I've been on this journey so far leading up to this point at day 60, you can head over to the 100 days of spinning playlist and watch the backlog of my spinning progress. It's definitely been a journey. I've learned a ton, but I know I still have so much more to learn, so I'm looking forward to improving with every single spin. As always, leave me some comments with spinning tips if you're a spinner, and I'm eager to learn from you as I continue this challenge. That's all I have for this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you don't already, and hit that notification bell to be notified of my next upload. Last but not least, head over to Instagram and follow me at Rachel is Knitting if you don't already. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.